Hello, and thank you for attending our virtual poster presentation titled Connecting Across Campus by Amplifying Anti-Racism Resources as part of the 2021 ALAO Virtual Conference. I'm Gene Springs, the Ohio State University Library's Collections Strategist. I manage the materials budget and guide collections building and collection management activities throughout the libraries.
Greetings, I am Leta Hendricks, the African American and African Studies Librarian and the Comparative Studies Librarian at the Ohio State University Libraries. We respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as being the ancestral homelands of the North American indigenous peoples. We encourage everyone to engage with the lived experiences of others, both past and present, in ways that promote cross-cultural learning and active anti-racist behaviors. I respectfully acknowledge the African American librarians who made a way for me and other BIPOC folk at university libraries. Their combined legacies continue today with this project, Amplifying Anti-Racism Resources, and other initiatives addressing cross-campus collaboration, library collection inclusion, and community information sharing.
So the collaboration was initiated in June 2020 and was completed in August 2020. The initial ask came from the Vice Provost over the Office of Diversity and Inclusion to the Vice Provost and Dean of Libraries to collaborate on identifying and expanding access at the campus level to resources that support diversity, equity, inclusion, and social justice. Leta and I were tapped to work with folks at ODI on the project. The work continued into July 2020 as Leta worked with ODI to identify specific titles, a final list of which was given to me to explore access options. The purchasing activities concluded in August 2020. I forwarded URLs to catalog records for each title to ODI to add to their resources webpage. Communication to campus began in late August with an announcement of the Respectful Dialogue Toolkit and anti-racism reading guides to the diversity officers email list. In August 2020, a campus-wide announcement and on campus, our newsletter for faculty, staff, and students announced ODI's initiatives and resources.
The simple methodology for identifying and selecting titles for this collaboration includes reviewing previously published LibGuides in consultation with subject librarians at OSU and beyond. The procurement and sharing of anti-racism and social justice resources began in 2012 with the founding of Black Lives Matter. The 50th anniversary celebrations of civil rights milestones provided more opportunities for the selection of anti-racism titles. We were well prepared for Vice Provost Moore's 2020 request for materials in a resource page. I continue to suggest anti-racism films, texts, and databases for the ODI resource page and book reading LibGuides for the University Library's website.
Thanks, Leta. During the collaboration with ODI over the summer of 2020, Leta and the folks from ODI settled on an initial list of 18 titles to source read and watch lists to support campus-wide group discussions. Of the 18 titles identified, we already had access to 15 titles. These included 3 films and 15 ebooks. The 3 films we had access to via our Canopy and Swake licenses. 13 of the book titles we owned in some format, several with multiple print copies in addition to an ebook copy. 4 of the 13 books we had unlimited simultaneous user access. These were through either a consortia package or the unlimited user option was available when the title was selected. 6 of the 13 books, we had a single user ebook copy, and 3 of the 13, we had 3 user ebook copies. After speaking with ODI about the user limit challenges, we decided that 10 simultaneous users was our goal per title when unlimited was not an option. Therefore, we ended up purchasing additional copies to get each title to that number. We ended up spending around $7,000 to accomplish this. Due to the timing of the partnership being at the very beginning of our fiscal year, before we had any funds allocated, and especially because of COVID-19, I was able to identify central user request funds to cover these expenditures. So what did we learn from this opportunity to collaborate with our Office of Diversity and Inclusion on supporting simultaneous reading and learning initiatives across our very large campus community? In terms of fiscal management, expenditure exceptions had to be made to purchase multiple copies of limited user ebooks. While we have always done this on a title-by-title basis, depending on user requests and needs such as course support, proactively purchasing numerous single and 3-user ebook copies is not something we normally can do. This partnership allowed us to explore expanding current user-initiated workflows to see how this could be done. But at this point, I expect this to be limited in scope, such as for collaborations like this one. Additionally, this raised some interesting questions around funding sources. Due to the timing of this partnership and the implications of COVID-19 budget uncertainty with our central funds from the university, I had to identify funds within our materials budget that would allow us to move forward with these purchases expeditiously. Going forward, to further support this partnership or perhaps to support anti-racism or even broader EDI initiatives, what might be the best fiscal management strategies? Do we continue to leverage user request funds when possible? Or do we look to reallocate central funding to create a new fund or funds to sustain work here? We had to tweak some of our collections practices to enable this partnership to work. Purchasing multiple copies of single user ebooks usually requires some authorization and user request workflows for course reserves or in routine selection of titles. Work like this that requires exceptions throughout different points in our collections workflows can be time-consuming and may require staff time to explore options, so timeliness can be a challenge. As we all know, the academic library ebook marketplace is somewhat limited when it comes to what we are able to license and or purchase from established vendors. A majority of what we bought for this partnership was actually expanding access to what we already had because they were only available with user limits. Our acquisitions librarian and I even explored using a platform like Overdrive to see if it could better meet our user needs. But the challenges there, including responsiveness from the vendor and a lack of availability of many of the titles we were interested, made it a non-starter. Thank you so much for your time, and please do reach out with any questions you may have about this collaboration.